Welcome to the ETC Underground. My name is Ryan Hendricks. Today we'll be talking about KiNET and the Mosaic Show Controller. In order to patch a fixture to KiNET power supply, we first have to add a fixture that requires a KiNET power supply. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to select a Color Kinetics iColor tile because that's what I have in my office. And then we're going to go over to Patch and then select the KiNET tab at the top. As you notice, there's nothing that we can patch to at the moment and no power supplies in the power supply list. There are two ways that we can add a power supply. The first way is to go over here to the Protocols tab and look at the KiNET power supply. We can press on Add here and we can select whatever power supply that we have and hit OK, and all of a sudden it's in our file and we can see that the power supply is listed up here. It's also listed over here. We can add any number of power supplies in any different varieties. So if I add a color blaze here, I can see that there are now two power supplies in the list, but they're both named unnamed. In order to change the name, I can come over here to named and I can change it so that this one says Bob. And maybe this one will be Harry. And then I can look at the power supply and I can see which one's which over here. Let's say that I made a mistake and I want to get rid of these power supplies. I can select which power supply I want to get rid of and say goodbye Bob by clicking on the remove button here. And we notice that Bob is gone. I'm going to go ahead and remove Harry as well so that we start with a clean slate again, so that I can show you the second way that we can patch a power supply. Second way is to actually click on the Show Discovered. That will open up a little table of any discovered devices or power supplies out on the network. In order to populate this list, go ahead and click on the Discover button, select the network that has the power supplies on them, hit OK, and it's going to go through the discover process. You could wait till this bar is done, or I know that I only have one power supply out there and it's already listed. In order to add this power supply, I can click on Add All to Project. That will add anything that's listed here in the table to down here into the project. Or I can click on the Select button here. It will highlight the power supply in question, and I can click on Add Selected to Project. After I selected that to the project, I can now see the power supply in the power supply list up here and which ports are available for it. I'm going to hide Show Discovered by clicking on Show Discovered so I can see more of my addresses. I can now go over here to the fixture. I can open up the fixture and I can see that there's a port 1 and a port 2. I'm going to go ahead and match both ports. So over here I'm going to select port 1. I'm going to drag port 1 over to port 1. And I'm going to change the port of the power supply to port 2 so that I can click on port 2 of the fixture and drag it over to the power supply port 2. It's important to note that ports are more akin to what many would refer to as a universe. In KiNET, universes are actually something completely different and is more akin to something like a VLAN type of situation. Because Mosaic only operates on universe 0, we're only concerned about ports today. Important to note, if you have an MSCX, you're going to want to go ahead and make sure that you've activated your second network and you've added your own unique network ID for that network. Don't forget your subnet mask so that it works appropriately and that it has a usable gateway address. Thank you for watching ETC Underground. My name is Ryan. I'll see you next time.